back on the freeway. That was the deal with that. Alpine was over like 12 or 1 o'clock. And I think it was over about 12 or 1 o'clock. And police, if they had to show up, they pull up in the lot. They block off certain driveways, and you had one driveway off. And you had, if you lived in Torrance or whatever, you went that way. But if you lived in LA, your ass was back on the 110 and right back where you came from. The Dudo scene, that would have never happened. That would never have happened. I was watching Straight Outta Compton. I tried to watch Straight Outta Compton the other day. I couldn't watch it.
What Dudo scene? Remind us again.
It was a Dudo scene where Dre's brother was outside having a problem with the police, and Dre came outside and got arrested by the police. That never would have happened. First of all, Dudos was patrolled by Compton Police Department when I was there. So it was on my team already. That never would have happened. I had off-duty cops that I was paying that worked for me, and they was my cousin and my cousin's partners. So we didn't have that problem. I didn't have no problem to do those. As you very well know by watching some of these shows, I've had ex-cops that work for me and do those on the show. Reggie Sr., okay? I'm trying to get Huey Taylor, and he said he would come after you saw Reggie's show. Some of the other guys, that most of them are dead, but Reggie and Huey Taylor, who became the chief of police of Compton, they still buddies of mine. So we never had a problem. I could ride through Compton and get all kind of Compton. They never gave me no problem. Never. I went to jail one time in Compton for bad tags. I never liked paying tags, and I was out in shit about an hour and a half.
Yeah. But people swear they know you, they know your life, they know everything from that Straight Outta Compton movie. That's what trips me out. I see so many comments, and they be up like, you don't know. You ain't listen to the show.
If you use Straight Outta Compton as a reference to Lonzo, you about to get some serious misjudgments, Doc. Some serious misjudgments. I couldn't even watch it, man. I'm sorry, I couldn't watch it. It was so over the top, and it was so much heroic bullshit in there. I couldn't. Man, come on, man. As I've gotten older, I don't have time for a lot of bullshit. And some shit I can't give 2 hours to that. Especially I watch my scene, I listen, I watch out. Why you so ruthless, man? Come on. Eazy was not like that, dude. Eazy wasn't, he wasn't that kind of cat. He walked to a spot by himself, and your mama's over here. I got you. No, man, that's kind of, it looked good for the homies, but those who knew at that time how he did his business, come on, it wasn't like that. It wasn't that kind of party. It wasn't that kind of party. Compton wouldn't have had no Batarang. No, I don't think Compton had the Batarang. That was the
LAPD thing.
Yeah, Compton didn't have a Batarang. LAPD had the Batarang. So for the Batarang to come to Compton, you had to, especially that time, it was Compton PD at that time before it became sheriff. I don't even know if the sheriff had the Batarang. I know, the Batarang was strictly a LAPD thing because that was I can't think. Daryl Gates. It wasn't Sheriff Block. It was Daryl Gates. Daryl Gates. This little different kind of personality having ass. Yeah, he's the one that had the thing. So if people don't know. You can tell them anything. And that's the difference. Most of the people that see in the movie weren't even around back then. They were babies back then. Most of the people saw the movie. N.W.A. broke up in the 90s. Think about that. We in 2024. They broke up damn near 30 years. So if you're 30 years old, you was a baby when you might not have been born when they were even together. Think about that. So you can run that bullshit past the kids. Now I see that a lot in hip hop, man. I see a lot of people are trying to insert themselves into the game in a major way, and they're talking to people who had never been around. Even executives, I know. I've seen situations I just walk away from them like, dude, you don't know nothing. So why are you in this? You're in a position. You're in a good position. But you're in a position just to fuck up some shit. Just enough to fuck up some shit. Okay.
Yeah. Man, good conversation, dude. Shout out to the chat. We're almost halfway through, so let me remind everybody to hit that like button. If you have not already, please hit that like button and hit that subscribe button if you like what you hear. And if you want to hear some real West Coast hip-hop history from the man who was there himself, paving the way for everybody back then. And when I say everybody, I mean everybody. And one more thing before we move on, please do check out the Eve After Dark documentary on Amazon Prime. It's $1.99 if you want to rent it. It's a really good watch, especially if you love West Coast hip hop. I know a bunch of you in there. Shout out OG Steve has watched it. And we want to thank you guys so much for doing that. I want to talk a little bit more about the documentary, Lonzo. Just a couple more things about it. But before we do that, Hip Hop History has a good question. Hip Hop History says, you know, we've talked about all your trials and tribulations. We talked about a bunch tonight. You facing that, attempted murder. We've talked about your mother-in-law dying on the way from a hit and run accident or a speeding accident. Hip Hop History says, how the F do you maintain such a great sense of humor after all you have experienced in the world of urban entertainment and business? Most would have bounced by now. And thank you again, OG Steve, with the dub 5. Love you, man. Thank you, bro.
Much love to you, Doc. Man, you know what? If you were around my family, I'm not the funny one. I'm not the funny one. My sister and my brother were hilarious. My daddy was a funny dude. Humor is a part of my family. Okay. All my cousins, my kids, all of them. We sit around and laugh and joke and clown each other on a regular basis, man. You know and it's just that's how you deal with certain things. I don't drink. I will drink. I'm not a big alcoholic. I'll smoke from time to time, but humor is my way of dealing with situations. And if you take this shit too serious, you would end up with a needle in your arm or a gun in your mouth or jumping out of some shit that you ain't got no business jumping out of. But I take everything and I just apply logic to it, and logic combined with some humor, and you can get a story told, man. And it's just how I deal with life. I've been in some scary situations and found humor in the scary situations, you know. And sometimes, you know, I had cops, had the motherfuckers laughing, man. Get the fuck out, just go, okay. I had cops laughing a couple times on some shit, man. You know, and you know they don't want to crack, but you ain't trying to be funny, but you didn't hit them with some shit that this motherfucker. Okay, cool. All right, man, go ahead. Okay. And one time I got pulled over by the police, man, and the cops was they jammed me up. They said, "Where you going so fast, man?" Officer, I got the piss bad, no man. Okay. Now either you gonna grab my dick and pull it out, or you gonna let me go find me a tree and go home. Okay, simple as that. And thank you, Marlon. It is a Gemini thing. Okay. It is a Gemini thing. I mean, sometimes just keeping it real, dude. And that's just it, man. That's all I can tell you. I tell you something else. Hanging around dudes like Jeffy